Seabirds are particularly attracted to oil spills because oil spills look like calm water to them, so they go into, if there's an oil spill area, they'll be drawn to it. They'll pile in, and if a seabird gets a spot of oil on his feathers as big as a quarter, he's doomed because it's a heat leak. In other words, seabirds have to be insulated by airspace in order to retain their heat. And if they get a drop of oil on it, the heat will start to heat out eventually. They won't have enough energy to keep their temperature up. Same thing's true of sea mammals, like seals or sea otters. Seals have a layer of blubber which helps them to insulate, but sea otters don't have blubber. So if a sea otter gets a spot of oil on it, he'll die eventually, the same as a seabird. And that's all it takes. It's a spot of oil about that big. After some of the oil spills here, people have gathered up seabirds and cleaned the oil off their feathers with detergent. And for a while they were putting back in the sea and they were drowning because the detergents took the natural oils off their feathers and destroyed the waterproofing. But eventually some of these groups learned that if they keep the birds for a while and give them access to little bathing pools of water, that the contact with water encourages them to preen. They eventually get the oil back on their feathers and then they can be returned. But even so, the survival rate of the ones they get is somewhere around 50%, and probably only a small fraction of those oil ever get found. Certain species of seabirds, like puffins and auks and so forth, are really heavy hit by oil spills. Their populations have decreased in the North Atlantic and North Pacific by huge percentages in recent decades. It's thought mainly from oil spills.